Okay, I want to talk about this. Okay, the whole issue a lot of people have with the Phantom Menace was the introduction of the midichlorian bacteria. Okay, I'm going to clear some things up. Misconceptions about this, that what people thought at the time when, because I remember I went and saw this in theaters. Young people thought that George Lucas was saying midichlorians were in fact the Force. That's not what he was saying. See, Qui-Gon Jinn was sitting there after taking a sample of Anakin's blood and testing it. He's talking into his, and recorded. What he's thinking is that based on the high midichlorian count that Anakin has, that he is from the archives, the Jedi archives, that he is the one that they're looking for, the chosen one, the one to bring balance to the Force. And then Anakin's mother comes in and, asks him, about, I think she asked him about the blood, and he mentions about the bacteria. And he asks, who is his father? And she goes, he has no father. She just remembers a bright light and then being pregnant. So immaculate conception. Yes, Anakin is George Lucas, his allegory for Jesus. There you go. And so this high midichlorian count, I sat there when I saw this, and a couple of kids in the theater screamed, "Oh my God, George Lucas said that, what the fuck, this bacteria is the Force?" And some guy screamed out, "No, that's not what he's saying." But my thing I was stuck on, who the hell is Qui-Gon Jinn? Yeah, because why is Qui-Gon Jinn suddenly Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Master, when in the original trilogy, he told Luke to go to the Dagobah system to train with Master Yoda, the one who trained him. Also, when it came to the Force, Obi-Wan Kenobi said the Force, it flows through everything, it binds us, it connects us. Okay, so right there is the biggest clue to what the midichlorian are. They're not the Force. Nope. I know people go, "Oh my God, George Lucas." I heard Russell Dobler say this. When I brought it up, I said, he goes, "No, George Lucas, they couldn't ruin it because George Lucas with that midichlorian, with the prequels." Like, no, if you paid attention. And yes, George later said that the midichlorians were a conduit for the Force. Means the higher amount of midichlorians you have, because everybody has this bacteria, but the higher count, it means you have such a strong connection, you're able to wield the Force. That's why not everybody is Force sensitive. And and I hate Dave Filoni's Clone Wars animated series, but there's a 2-part episode where Anakin, Ahsoka, and I think it was Obi-Wan Kenobi or somebody else, end up going where the wheels are. The wheels are where the Force begins. There's an old man, and he has 2 kids, a son and a daughter. The daughter represents the light side of the Force, and his son represents the dark side of the Force. So Anakin's tested and told if he doesn't, I guess they'll kill him. So he has to pass the test to resist the Force, the dark side of the Force. Well, he does resist it, and proves that there, but as we know, he falls the dark side. So there's the thing, and basically the scroll, this is somebody reading this story to somebody. It's a story being told to somebody else. We're literally sitting back watching as someone tells this story to someone else. Yeah. And so we're seeing what the image, this person's vision of what they're being told, as if it's in a book. Do you understand? I think that's the way George Lucas said what the scrolls represent, represented is this is a story someone's telling someone else, and we're allowed to see how the story plays out. So there you go. So yeah, midichlorians allow you to wield the Force. I tried to explain this. you know, some people don't want to hear it. But at the same time, I don't care what Disney does with Star Wars. I really don't. I think it's hilarious that you know, people have a right to not like this new stuff, have a right to criticize it, and people have a right to like it. As Geeky Sparkle says, she doesn't care if you like it. If you like it, good. Enjoy it. It isn't for her. It's not for me. It's not for her husband. That's fine, but other people can enjoy it. I don't need, I've had the 6 films and the original animated Clone Wars that George did with Gendy, which is far better than Dave Filoni's dog shit Clone Wars. But, so it's like what's going on with Star Wars Theory. People are literally sending this guy death threats because in the 4th episode, and I haven't seen it, but I've heard what people said, they introduced a character that would not have been alive at the time that the Acolyte exists. Commandi, yeah. He was the one that said that the Sith, we haven't sensed the Sith in a millennia. Yeah, in the Jedi Council, the whole idea of the Sith are being back, he said, we haven't sensed the Sith in a millennia. And so, yeah. So he gets takes on and goes, I can't do this anymore. I mean, Critical Drinker gave up on the 3rd episode where they introduced the space lesbian witches, and they are lesbians. And for Leslie Headland to come out and say, oh, they're not space lesbians, witches, they are, and they use the thread to, it's just, it makes no sense. Like I said, when George introduced the bacteria, he wasn't saying the Force was bacteria. No. It's a conduit for the Force. For one who has a high enough amount, you can use the Force. So that's the whole thing with that. And like I said, if you go back to what Obi-Wan says, Luke, that Force flows through everything. It binds us. It connects us all. So that can't be the bacteria. And so I'll get back to this. We're, after the movie, I'm outside, and there's this other guy. He comes out and he's like, "What the hell is George Lucas trying?" He started saying, "Is George Lucas saying the bacteria is the Force?" I go, "No." I go, "I'm stuck on who the hell is Qui-Gon Jinn, and why is he Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Master?" And eventually it hit me that George didn't put a scene where this is how it should have played out, is that Qui-Gon Jinn's called Yoda. He gets word to go and see Master Yoda, and Yoda's training Obi-Wan Kenobi. And he tells you he wants Obi-Wan to go. He doesn't leave the temple, so he's sending Qui-Gon Jinn on a mission, and he wants him to take Obi-Wan Kenobi with him so he can get some, learn in the real world, other than being in the temple, what Jedis do. That would have, cleared up that, and that's what I thought. But then with the Force, like, getting back to that, we talked for a long time about this. And we both came to realize that George wasn't saying that the bacteria is the Force begins. As I said, go back to the original. He has 2 kids, a son and a daughter. And the daughter, you could say some of the problems with George Lucas's writings, or his ideas, that he doesn't quite flush them out. Like when he did the original trilogy, his ex-wife, at the time that he was married to, was the woman who edited his original trilogy. So she was able to make it look perfect. You could say and he had Lawrence Kasdan on Empire and Return of the Jedi. So he was able to flush his story out, and here he did it all himself. And without bringing Lawrence Kasdan to flesh out some of the issues, like the whole Midichlorian thing, it let people go, what the hell is this? And this is why people hated these movies. Perfect. Is because they couldn't grasp what and some of the acting they forget in the original trilogy. Acting is here he did it all himself. A joke, and without bringing Lawrence Kasdan to flesh out it's cheesy and everything. It's meant to be that way, like the whole Midichlorian thing. But yeah, it left people go, what the hell is this? And this stuff, the Acolyte, is because they could. I'm watching Az talk about it. And he looks so thrilled. Critical Drinker gives up and goes, "I can't do this anymore. It's too depressing." And I didn't see, but I did see somebody show a clip of the Star Wars theory. Stuff. He's very been pretty supportive of Disney's. He hasn't been that gotten upset about anything coming out of Disney Star Wars, but this broke his mind. I didn't see. Clyde Mondi would not have been born when this acolyte came out. Star Wars. So yeah, he's very. And then we have the twin sister supportive of Disney. And like I said, I haven't seen this just gotten upset about anything. One twin killed 2 Jedis, one with a tiny knife, the other gave poison the guy drink it. Then suddenly in the 4th episode decides, I no longer. I think it's the 4th or maybe it's the 5th. So yeah, where she suddenly decides, and then we have I don't want to be evil, and I want to turn myself in. And like I said, I haven't seen this just so yeah. But one twin thing killed 2 Jedi, midichlorians is not. The other gave poison the guy drink it. Then suddenly in the 4th episode, it allows the higher midichlorian count means one who is strong. Where she suddenly decides, I don't want to be evil. I think I want to turn myself in. Plagueis may have had the highest ever midichlorian count. But the whole thing with midichlorians is not. And of course he was killed by his apprentice, his Padawan. Allows the higher midichlorian count. Palpatine, who, like he said, he had seen both sides of the Force, and so I think it's like the Jedi literally didn't believe the Sith were back because they thought they had exterminated them all. So yes, and so they pulled an Order 66 on the Sith and thought they wiped him out. Apprentice, his Padawan, and even when we get to the 3rd, the only reason it's sending Anakin to Palpatine is because Mace Windu and even Yoda start to suspect that Palpatine might be the Sith Lord and they need confirmation before they can stop him. So that's why, and they are trusting Anakin with this. And they even tell, Mace Windu even tells him this is a big, and even we want you to go and find, essentially spy on Mace Windu and even let us, tell us if you find out that he's the Sith Lord. Palpatine already knows this. He has so that's why, and they are trusting Anakin with this. So he would have known that the Jedi started suspecting him. So he knew Anakin would come to go and so that's why he feels comfortable telling him the truth about the Sith and the Jedi. But yeah, tell us if midichlorians are not the Force. They are in the ability to wield the Force. The higher, so we would have known that the higher the midichlorian count, the stronger one is with the Force. So that's what George Lucas was saying. So that's why he feels comfortable. All the people like, you ruined it. Yeah, he didn't. I've said this before. But yeah, I think Jar Jar Binks is one of the most underrated characters in the original and the prequels. Because his growth goes from childish. Says one scene where he refers back when he first sees Anakin, when he's become an adult from little boy to adult. For all the people that did, and then you forget he's even in the 3rd film. I've said this. So there you go. I think Jar Jar Binks is one of the most underrated characters in the original and the prequels. Once again, it's his growth. Midichlorians don't equal the Force. Says one scene where he refers back when he first sees Anakin, when he's become an adult from little boy to adult. So there you go. And then you forget he's even in the film. End all confusion about it. Hope that helped. This is Gilgamesh. Have a good day.